Hi everybody, this is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I am bringing to you a really awesome bundle called Sweet Conversations. It is in the new January to June 2022 mini catalog. I'm using it today to make this awesome Valentine's Day Trident gum sleeve. So there's a pack of Trident gum in here and you just pull on it and it pops that out and then you can just slide it right back in. It's a really fun way to just give a little something to the people in your life that you just want to tell them that you appreciate them. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to teach you how to make this really cute little project. All right, so let's move these guys out of the way because the first thing that we are going to do is do some scoring. All right, I'm going to grab my scoreboard and we can get started. All right, so our piece of cardstock that we are going to be using today is 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. So we're going to take our bone folder and we are going to score on the 5 1/4 inch side at 2 1/8, which is the first tick mark after the 2. At 2 1/2, at 4 5/8, so that 4 1/2 would be 4 4/8, so that would be 4 1/2, and 5/8 would be 1 tick past there, and then at 5 inches. So those are our score marks going down the long side. Down the short side, we are going to score at 3/8 of an inch. So we're going to come over here and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 ticks is 3/8, and we will give that a nice little score. So that is what your piece looks like. 3/8 inch on the short side, and on the long side 2 1/8, 2 1/2, 4 5/8, and 5 inches. Let's go ahead and burnish that with our bone folder and get all of those score marks nice and burnished. All right, so these are the marks that are going to hold your little pack of Trident gum. And this piece here, this little small piece, is going to be the part that we glue onto. And then we have this one score mark at the bottom, which holds the pack of gum down there. And so let's make sure we have all of our pieces. We do. And that's our holder. We need to do a little bit of trimming. I like to use a thick bladed scissor. So some of them come that are kind of large. I have a small one. But what we're going to do is we are going to cut up these pieces to that long scar mark all the way. And then this one little short tab right here on the skinny side, we're going to cut that one away. We don't need it. It's the tab that we are going to glue our piece together with. So what we're going to do first is we are going to angle these little tabs now that we've cut away that one to make it a little bit easier for all this paper to be fitted together. And that's what you have when you're finished, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and put adhesive onto our box right here on this side, and then we're gonna do the bottom. So what I would like to do to make sure that it's square is I like to lay it flat, and I like to add adhesive just to that long seam here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the other piece to it. So we're going to hold this like this, and we're going to bring this piece right to that piece, right along its score mark. And we're just going to let it sit, and it will grab so that it looks collapsed. But that's really the best way to glue it down so that it's square, so that when you pop it back up, you have it in the exact spot that you need it. Now we're going to work on the bottom. We're going to turn these little guys in, and we're going to actually glue them. So we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on each of these small tabs. And then we're going to turn the box in. I'm trying to find the back. This is the back. So we're going to bring that back part in first. I know it's the back because that's where the seam is. So we're going to bring these two in towards it. And then we're going to add some adhesive to this piece right here. And if you have any stray little pieces that are just like a little bit of overhang, sometimes that happens, I just use my paper snips because they have a very thin blade to grab those. So there is our bottom in place. All right, let's attach our pieces of designer series paper. So we're going to put one right here on the front. Well, if I put enough adhesive on here, let's put some more. I guess I didn't put enough. All right, let's try that again. We're going to hold it in place for a minute and get that to really grab. And then we can put our designer series paper on here. I really love this designer series paper. It's called Sweet Talk, and it has the cutest prints in there. So many different colors. There's pieces that have candies and hearts, conversation hearts, and then you have this really pretty piece. There's prints. See, there's a big one. There's small prints, big prints. You'll see quite a bit of it as I am using it. So let's go ahead and put adhesive on this back section. And then we're going to attach our piece of designer series paper to the front of our Trident holder. There we go. Slide your finger in there, kind of grab it. Make sure that it adheres really well. We're going to do the same thing on the back. All right, we're going to press that piece into place. Such a cute print, these hearts. I really like the colors. All right, so now let's grab our piece of Trident gum. All right, we're going to put this piece in first, and we're just going to make sure that it fits in there good, and it does. Now we have to tie with our ribbon. So the ribbon that I'm using is a super cute ribbon. You're going to love it. It's a sparkly ribbon, and it is called Highland Heather Grosgrain, and it is in the main catalog. So it has a little bit of metallic in it. It's really pretty. And what we want to do is we want to make sure we have enough to wrap on both sides of our gum and still tie a little bow at the top, okay? Doesn't have to be the largest bow, but it has to be a fairly decent size amount of ribbon. So let's go ahead and cut that. All right, hopefully I didn't get out of camera there. Sometimes I get a little bit out of camera, but basically I wrapped this around my Trident, and then I made sure that I had enough up here to tie a bow. So we're gonna go ahead and start by grabbing our two pieces. I'm standing the gum up, it makes it a little bit easier, and we're gonna give it a little pull. Then we're going to loop our piece of ribbon just like you're tying your shoe, right? Wrap around, pull it through. There we go. And we will yank on that. Make sure that we fluff out our bow real pretty. Make sure that I have it nice. And then, of course, I always pull on the little legs here a little bit. Just like that until I get it exactly how I want it. I just kind of keep adjusting and pulling until my bow is as fluffy and cute as I want it to look like. And there we go. There's our bow. And I'm going to trim these ends off in a few minutes, but first let's go ahead and slide it into our case. So the back, I'm trying to find it now. Sometimes it's hard to see once you've glued it down. See, that means it's been good gluing. There's a seam. It's just hard to see. The seam goes in the back. We're going to go ahead and put our Trident gum in until it hits that bottom there and that our bow is fluffed right here on the top. I'm going to go kind of grab my ribbon scissors. I do have a pair of scissors that I designate for ribbon, and I have a little charm on them. The reason I do that is that paper tends to dull scissors, and for the ribbon, it won't cut through the fabric really well if it's dull. So I keep these just for ribbon, and that way my scissors are always nice and sharp when I need them to cut a really cool piece of ribbon like this one. So there is my bow. Go ahead and get rid of those little end pieces. And let's go ahead and start with the decorating. So we have a tag that is cut from the Sweethearts dies, and here it is. So that's the one I've cut. There it is, and we're going to actually stripe that. I have a little scrap paper here that I've been playing with, and I have things stamped on it and such. We're going to use that as our background, and we are actually going to go ahead and stripe the whole piece, and then we're going to cut out a heart out of the center of it. So the way that I do this is I just open my blends and I just lay them side by side here, and I'm using the bullet tip, not the brush. Okay, and I'm just gonna vary the stripe. So I'm going to start down here. I'm going to do purple. I'll go over each one twice, and then we'll go with the Flirty Flamingo, and then the red. And I try and leave the same, but if it's not the same, it doesn't matter. It's not about perfection. It's just about getting a really cool pattern onto our tag. Back to Flirty Flamingo, and I just go back and forth until I get all my colors on here. Whoops. Red, purple, flirty, yeah, then red. For a second I thought, uh-oh, I picked up the wrong one, but my instinct was correct. Okay, so now back to purple. This is actually Highland Heather, but it is a really pretty purple. Flirty Flamingo. Real red. We're almost to the end. Highland Heather. And I think I have room for a teeny little piece of Flirty right here. All right. I need to actually make that straight because I just followed that end. Okay, so there we go. So now we have our striping done. Let's go ahead and stamp our X and our O. So we are using Highland Heather for the O, and our X is going to be Flirty Flamingo. So there we go. Let me grab my paper. I'm using some scrap paper here. So let's put our X and our O. we are going to cut those out. And then there's a stamp that has a heart. I'm going to show it to you. And it says love you in the inside of the heart. Okay, I just want the love you out of there. So I'm going to be using our Highland Heather Stampin' Up marker, and I'm just coloring with the brush tip. You can see I'm using the side, not the point of it. And I'm just highlighting the words love you. I don't really want any of that outline. And so I'm just going to go over it a few times. And I'm going to grab a scrap piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the love you on there. And then I will use my paper snips and we will trim around that, just so we get this cute little love you that's going to go in the center of that heart. And then we're going to fussy cut this out. I've already done that for us so that we didn't have to take the time. I actually already did the love you. I kind of like that one a little better. So I'm going to move these out of the way, and we're going to bring in, after I clean my stamps, our little mini stamp and cut and emboss machine, which is such a cute little machine. And that is what we are going to use to do the heart. We're going to actually cut a heart. There's 3 hearts, and we're going to use this one right here. There's 3 individual ones, and then that are larger. Of course, there's some baby ones. We're going to use this one, and we are going to cut a heart out of the center of that piece. I'm going to put these off to the side temporarily, and we're going to make room for our mini cut and emboss machine. Now, when you buy this machine, it's a super cute machine, and it comes with all the plates that you need to do all the various things that you need to do with it. What I love about it is it's so tiny. I love how it collapses smaller. You have this awesome little section here. We're going to use plate number 1. We're going to put plate number 2. Then we're going to put our tag. We're going to put our heart on there. And then we're going to put plate number 2, the second one. And that makes a little sandwich. And we're going to go ahead, oops, and place that through and crank it through my little machine here. And when it comes out the other side and we pull off this die, you are going to see that we have cut our heart shape out, and you can save this little heart to use on another project. You have a cute little striped heart, but we're just going to use this for right now. Let me go ahead and close up this little mini machine. I love it. It's such a great little machine. Celebration is a perfect time to purchase it. It's $60, and when you do that, you'll get to pick a free item out of our celebration brochure. So that's always a fun thing. So now let's go ahead and assemble our cute little Trident holder. Okay, we're going to be using some dimensionals, and I'm going to use mini dimensionals because we've cut that heart out of there. The tag's already kind of small, and so these minis really fit the bill. It's helping give us a lift to our tag. We can go around the heart to really support it. So I really like these minis. I'm going to put another one at the bottom, and then we should be good to go there. All right, now these are going to get glued flat onto the tag once we have done it, but the love you is needing a mini dimensional on the back of it. All right, and so when I use dimensionals, I have a tool called Take Your Pick tool. I like to use that to pull the backs off of my foam dimensionals. When I do that, these papers stay stuck to this piece, and then I can purge them into the trash can, and they don't end up on my stamp room floor, which is what I love. See how they stay really nicely on there? They're not all over my desk. I can just go right to the trash can and push them off. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and attach our tag. We're gonna do it on an angle. That looks good to me. We're gonna pop our, whoops, it stuck to my hand, love you, right there in the center. And then we are gonna glue our X's and O's, and we're gonna use the same multi-purpose glue that we used earlier to adhere our box together. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of adhesive, if I can get some out. There we go. Again, when you get to the bottom of it, it just, okay. I think I'm gonna need some new glue before I film my next video. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. All right, so we're just going to add some to the X there. We're gonna attach that onto the front. And there is our Valentine's Day Trident gum sleeve. It's a great little treat holder. I think it's a wow. People don't expect that. It pulls up like that. And I hope that you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. It always feels good to have you guys here with me. I really appreciate it. I'm kind of new to YouTube, so please help me out. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I really would appreciate it if you would do that. Ask your friends to subscribe or join, so share the video with them. I really appreciate that as well. It helps me to bring you more videos. And then please check out my blog, inkyhandswarmhearts.com. If you go there, you will find lots of projects. I do blog every single day, so you will find lots of things there to keep you busy paper crafting. You can access PDFs, measurements, more projects. You can look up projects by stamp set. I have been blogging for almost 2 years now, so there's lots of content there, and I do blog every single day. So check that out. Thank you again for watching. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!